me to tell you? I mean, there's so many things you can do on it. We'll just do multiplication. And
Yeah, explain the simple stuff.
the slide rule has a slide. Wait a minute. I'm performing.
Yeah, you guys, can you be quiet?
What do you want to know? I'm an emotional actor. What?
Oh, what's the JVC ending for?
That's just the company that makes it.
Is it the same thing as what we have?
Probably it has the same functions, insert, assemble, except it's JVC rather than Panasonic.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yes.
The slide rule has numerous scales. They have the DI scale, the D scale, the C scale, the A scale, and the K scale. Now there's a number of things that you can do with this. These scales that are in the middle, S, T, T, and S, are your trigonometric function scales. ST is for sine and tangent, and those are all your numbers for sine and tangent between 1 degree and about 5.7 degrees. Then you have your T scale for tangent, your S scale is for sines. We also have here the A scale and the D scale. The A scale is actually the square root of the DC scale. Actually, these two, A and B and C and D, are the same. If you wanted to find the square root, or excuse me, the square of 2, you would take this, which is called a cursor, and you place it over the 2, and then you look up on the AB scale and you see 4. Conversely, if you want to find the square root of 4, you put your cursor over the 4 and you wind up with 2. You want to find the square root of 6, you would put your cursor over the 6 on the A scale and read down here on the D scale, and it would be approximately 2.46. And that would be the square root of 6. You can multiply and divide. Now, one of the things you have to do when you multiply and divide is know how exponential notation works. That if you, a lot of times you have to put your numbers into exponential notation to get an answer, sort of like 250. You would express as 2.5 times 10 to the second. Or 1,000 would be 1 times 10 to the third, because you only have a limited number of numbers that are on the screen on your scale. So if I wanted to take, say, 2 and multiply that by 4, what I would do is I would take my slide and place the 1, or what is called the indice, over the 2. And then I would go out here, and if I wanted to find, say, 2 times 4, I would put the cursor over the 4 on the C scale and read on the D scale, and you come up with 8. And if I wanted to divide, I would put the 4 over the 8, and 4 goes into 8. Look back here at the indice, and you come up with 2. And it teaches a whole sequence of numbers, because no matter what I have here, if I want to multiply or divide and get an answer of 2, it'll come up, such as 2 times 1.5 is 3, or 1.5 into 3 is 2, or 2 times 2.3 is 4.6. That is also 20 times, 20 would be 2 times 10 to the first times, say, let's say 20 times 10 to the first, that would be 2 times 10 to the first times 24, which would be 2.4 times 10 to the first. The answer would be 4.8 times 10 squared, or 480. So there's a whole number of sequences that you can go through here. A couple other things on this side of the slide rule. You have what's called the DI scale, which is your inverse. So if I wanted to look up the inverse of 5, you see that it is 0.2. If I want to look up the inverse of 3, you see that it is 0.33, about 8, somewhere around there. If I wanted to find the cube root, or the cube rather, of a number, or the cube root for that matter, like if I wanted the cube of 3, I go to the K scale, and it winds up being 2.7 or 27. You want to find the cube root of 27? I put 2.7 up here on the K scale, look down, it's 3. So
Excellent.
there's a whole bunch of sequences you can go through here to get answers.
Fabulous. Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. You're amazing.
I'm sure.